I am in full-blown creation mode, and I am so excited for the first of four writing courses I'm going to be offering this fall. So we're going to start off with some persuasive practice. So for anybody who's new to really understanding the foundational core writing standards, I will tell you that there are three genres that are going to follow our children from elementary school all the way through college into life. Students, people, we need to know how to write persuasively. We need to know how to write an expository. We need to know how to write narratively. Now, what does that even mean? So persuasively, we can just break that down, that base word, persuade. This is when we want to give our opinion about something. The expository, our root word or our base word there is expose. So this is very factual. It leaves the opinion out of things. We need to be able to distinguish between the two. And narrative writing. This is a form of entertainment. This is storytelling. All three of these play a part. And often when I've helped families that are homeschooling, I see people just focus on one of the three. But the real point is to practice all of the three. So we're going to be starting off this fall. We're going to jump into persuasive. And I thought if you're at all on the fence about what should I be teaching for writing, let me show you what I'm creating. And if this is something that you're like, oh my goodness, I love that you're doing this already for me. I can tell you're enthused and excited to teach it. And maybe writing just doesn't enthuse and excite you. Totally fine. It does excite me. So by all means, let me show you what I'm doing. Jump on board if this is something that you would like to do as well. So I'm just going to move myself out of the way over here and show you the calendar. So every month I give my families a calendar, and I am a big believer in quality over quantity. I have in the past, going to admit it, I've been a teacher that has just thrown one assignment and another assignment and another assignment on top of another assignment at my students. And what I saw was burnout. I saw kids who struggled with writing, and then before they could even really finish one, I was already assigning something else. And it discouraged them. As well, they never really turned in high quality work because we were just going for quantity. We got to practice this one. Now we got to practice this one. What I have learned through classroom experience and through homeschooling my own boys and through helping other homeschooling families for 15 years is that if we can take one genre, learn all about it, practice it, polish it, share it, so many wonderful things happen. A love for writing ignites. So that right there is fabulous, right? But as well, they learn and retain what they learned so much better because we're not rushing the process. And it gives us a little bit of breathing room because we know life gets crazy and some months something happened that you just didn't expect. There's enough wiggle room in the schedule that you can get it done. Okay, so let me just show you how I do it. And maybe it will spark a little inspiration for you as you design your own lessons. Even if you don't choose my program, but you're like, oh no, but I could use what we're already doing and tie some of these ideas in. Please do that. I think that's some of the greatest gifts that teachers can give are our ideas and experience and things that have worked. So these things are working. So I break every month into 4 weeks. I have a presentation week where I present what it is we're going to be learning. I have a production week, always week 2. That's when we're going to take our research and our outlining, which we did in week 1. We're going to produce our rough draft in week 2. In week 3, we polish it up. This is an important step. There's revision and editing. They're not the same thing. So I teach children the differences, and then I show them how I teach revision and how I teach editing. I have checklists. I have acronyms. I have a way to make it fun and to help children become more independent with checklists and things like that they can just check off and make sure that they've done everything. And always in week 4, it's the publishing week. This is where we share what we wrote with others. Somebody more than just mom. Your child needs to know that 1, he or she is writing for a purpose. There's a purpose. And 2, that their thoughts and their ideas matter. to somebody. It could be maybe your facilitator, your teacher, your parents, your child's grandparents, aunts, uncles. You could create your own little co-op. What I do is I have a showcase at the end of every month where all of the students in my courses, I clip one paragraph of what they wrote, and then we showcase it. And so they're practicing some public speaking. They're getting some feedback from their peers. So they're actually addressing an audience and learning how to take constructive feedback as well as accolades and kudos for doing a job well done. So this is what my calendar looks like. And as you can see, I like to just break things down a little bit at a time. But my families know that in presentation week, these 6 items, you could do them all on Tuesday if you wanted, or Tuesday and Wednesday, or Tuesday and Thursday. The goal is in presentation week, these 6 things need to be done this week. I suggest a great pace that I think would work well if I were doing this with my boys at home this year. But again, there's a lot of flexibility in there. You can see these highlighted yellow pieces. These are the live, virtual, real-time class times that I have with my students. And they pick either Tuesdays or Wednesdays to jump on with me for 30, 45 minutes, and I'm going to go over just some of the highlights of what we're going to be doing. I'm going to answer any questions. We're going to have some fun. I always show up with a joke of the week. And then you'll see at the very end, we have our live showcase times. So again, it's a nice blend. There are recorded videos that I blend into this as well, because honestly, this is just a nice thing to have. Video recordings allow families to rewind, to watch on the day or at the time of day that works best for you, to slow something down, to stop and maybe do some practice and then go back and watch a little bit more. It fits so many families better by having some pre-recorded instruction in there, as well as all of the handouts you need, right? So like for their research template, I create all of the templates so that everybody has what they need so that they can do that next piece of work. And then in our production week, they work on their rough draft. I like to include a little extra grammar practice. I use no red ink for that. So that's a great little extra thing. We usually do that twice a month, as well as sometimes I'm just teaching little mini lessons as well. This particular month, starting in September, as you can see on September 8th, we're going to jump right in to our vacay hooray. And what that is a writing prompt that I've put together where we're going to imagine that our family entered a TikTok dance contest and we won. But we've been given 2 choices, 2 vacation destinations, and we have to choose one. And it's going to be the student's job to research both. I got to get a little research in there. We can't just base it on emotion, and consider our whole family in our decision-making process, and then convince through our opinion writing that our choice makes the best sense. This is going to be a very fun project. So if this is something you're thinking, how do I sign up? I will link to it for sure. You can find it on my website at Write, W-R-I-T-E, on Webb with 2 B's like my last name, writeonweb.com. And you can find it there, but I'll link to it as well. I only have so many seats available because we do give feedback and help children with their final draft and help them perfect it as best as we can at their particular grade level. That was the other thing that I did want to mention is great about the different video lessons. When your child gets to this week, it's important, especially if you're teaching multiple children at different grade levels. This is important. Don't expect the same thing from every child. Students who are younger, and I don't just mean age or grade level, but if they do not have as much writing experience, or maybe they have an IEP, they're a special education student who needs things modified. Leveled writing is such a great idea to embed into any writing program that you do. I have 3. So there's always a level 1. that teaches a student how to write one strong paragraph. There's a level 2, which will be 3 paragraphs for this particular assignment. And then there's always a level 3, which is middle school standards, even though a lot of times by the end of the year, I've got my 3rd graders already up to a level 3. And that fluctuates between 4 to 6 paragraphs depending on the assignment. For this month, for September that you're looking at right now, it's going to be a 4-paragraph essay, because we're going to talk about taking it up a notch and making it an argumentative essay, which is a middle school leveled standard that they'll be doing in high school as well. Now, again, I'll still have 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders doing that too. They always just knock my socks off. It's amazing what kids will do when we provide them good structure, clear instruction, time to think, time to breathe, time to revisit their work. It shouldn't be a rush job. And as you can see, this is something that's very doable, right? And it's not going to be something that's going to leave somebody stressed, but instead at the end of the month, it's going to leave somebody feeling pretty proud of what they accomplished. So there you go. That's a little bit about what you can expect for September. I hope to connect with you if we haven't connected already. And until our paths cross again, my friend, write on.